Welcome back to my Lemmings United level solving commentary. Before I get into the next set of 10 levels, I would like to take this time to explain something that I didn't really quite explain. Um, I just simply briefly mentioned it in one of the videos, and that is what CPM is when I mentioned it in Pacifism 12. So what I would like to clarify here is that CPM stands for Clear Physics Mode. And just like I said before, it basically helps to differentiate between steel and non-steel, as well as see where the trigger areas of objects are, such as traps and pickup skills, um, exit trigger areas, etc. So it's pretty useful in that, like, if you're ever in doubt of what is what, you can always activate it. And to do that, for me, I use the traditional keyboard layout. So in that instance, the keyboard shortcut for that is T. Um, because there are certain tile sets where it can be pretty difficult or impossible to tell what's like, background, what's solid, what's steel, what's terrain, stuff like that. And so CPM can pretty much tell you what everything is when you activate it. So it comes in pretty handy. Although I'm one of those people where I try not to use it just because I just like the experience of playing levels and figuring things out as I go. But I'm generally of the type of person where I do agree with the Neo Lemmings community that all information that is needed to solve the level should be visible from the get go. You shouldn't like hide stuff because doing so is kind of unfair and frowned upon by the community. And so ever since there were guidelines put in place, low designers have been following that guideline pretty much since. And so, while there are still occasional uses of hidden elements, they're pretty much mostly eliminated for the most part. And another ruler that you might have seen me make use of, it's a splat ruler. And basically, it tells you whether a fall is fatal or non-fatal. And the keyboard shortcut for that is D for the traditional keyboard layout. So that's pretty useful in case you're ever in doubt as to whether fall is safe or not. And yeah. And then the final thing that I would like to touch upon is why I am covering the Lemmings United level pack. And that is because I really, really, really love this pack. Um, sure, it is one of the hardest packs there is in existence right now, but it also happens to be one of my most favorite packs that I've ever played. Yeah, so far. It might have taken me a very long time to solve everything, but in the end, there's just plenty of levels that I really love in this pack, and so to basically give this pack um, more time in the spotlight, I decided to cover this pack and pretty much just show off my solutions that I found to each those levels. And my hope is that by doing a concurrent series to his creators commentary video series, is that I'm trying to get other people to play his pack. Um, it may be a very difficult pack, but I still highly recommend it to anyone who is willing and daring and would love to face the challenges within. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to get at here. But the main reason I'm covering this pack is just the fact that I really, really love this pack to death. It's probably like one of my most favorite packs currently. I have a bunch of others as well. I pretty much like almost every pack, but this one is pretty much my most favorite right now. So yeah, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the levels. I've done enough talking already. Anyway, we are now going into Pacifism 21, Little Wilma. Alrighty. Replay loading time. Okay. So we start up here, and the exit is over here on the left side. So we first use the stacker to hold back the crowd and only let one lemming slip by. He becomes the disarmer and also a glider. And then once he falls down, we clone them so that the glider will go this way. The clone glider, that is. The glider that goes to the right will simply use the exit on the right side, while the one that is cloned to the left, he will platform across this gap so that he can get over here. And then once we're at this gap, he builds, and then after a few steps, we're going to go ahead and clone him so that the clone goes this way to release the crowd. And remember that we have assigned the original disarmer. These clones are also disarmers. Because remember, the cloner inherits properties of the original lemming. And then all that's left to do is to fence the crowd out. And that is it. So yet again, a very small and short, easy puzzle as well. Just remembering that the cloner or the clones inherit the properties of the original, which basically add a puzzle element to it because you want to make sure that the clone have the properties that you want it to, and that you have to do so by assigning skills before you assign the cloner. In the same way, if you don't want the clones to have certain properties, you just simply avoid assigning the skill before you clone. Alrighty, next one. Pacifism 22. We need another Timmy. Alrighty. So we start down here and we need to get up here. Again, fencers to the rescue. So we start by fencing up, and then to the left of the entrance, we go ahead and bomb 2 lemmings in the same place so that it creates a hole on the left side, which lemmings cannot climb out of. And so that contains the crowd, and now we can go ahead and proceed with the rest of the level. And then we bomb the fencer to stop him. And then from this location, we go ahead and platform across so that we can fence upwards again. Okay, so we end up here. And now I should be platforming across pretty soon. There it is. So that we can catch these lemmings that are falling from the left. And then we platform across again. And now there's all that's left to do is to fence through this obstacle. Anytime now. Not sure what I'm waiting for. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, yeah, I could have fenced a lot earlier than that. Alrighty, and then Pacifism 23. Keep it classy. So, a little throwback to the first level of Lemmings 2, the Tribes. Where is it? There we go. So, like I said, it's a little throwback to the first level of the classic Tribes in Lemmings 2, the Tribes. Here we had 2 of everything. And this is pretty much a get to the exit any way you can, despite the very, very limited skill set. So here I dig to contain the crowd while sending 1 lemming up ahead, mine through this, and then bash through this. And then I build up. And then from the location I built, I believe I can make... No, I cannot. Yeah, that's a little too high. So, what I do here, in this case, is that I assign the worker a climber. And then I dig down to make a little step that they can step up. And then I bash to cancel him. And then finally, all I do is mine to release the crowd. And that's it. Short and easy as well, despite the very, very limited skill set. And then Pacifism 24. Code amends. Okay, and then this, as you can see, is in the polar tile set. This is also a tile set that is found in Lemmings 2 The Tribes. Okay, so we first bash across, and then the first lemming that turns back to the left, we're going to go ahead and mine down so as to make sure that the entire crowd turns back to the right. So this miner would be one of our casualties. And then we dig down while sending one lemming up ahead. He will become a floater. And then obviously bridge over this gap. And then all that's left to do is to stack in such a way that he gets cancelled and the lemmings can still step up. The stacker that just turned around will be our second casualty, which we are allowed in this level. And that's it. Okay, next level, Pacifism 25, a scenario as old as time. Okay. So this is a one-way wall in which we need to go all the way around in order to release the crowd. So I stack with the second lemming so to contain the crowd while letting two lemmings slip by. The first one will become a stoner so that we can turn the lemming that slipped by the stack to turn around. He becomes a floater, and then we platform across, assign him a climber, assign another climber from the crowd, and then he is also a floater. Yeah, and then with the other one that I released from the crowd, he platforms across the next gap, and then the other lemming that just turned around from the stoner, he will platform the next gap. Alrighty, and then to get up here, we use a stoner, so we turn the other lemming around. And then we're going to go ahead and use our stackers to get up. Like so. So this goes to show you that when you assign the stacker immediately upon reaching the top, you would never ever make it in such a way that it's a perfectly vertical staircase. There will always be a little bit it will always be assigned a little bit to the side. And then build over the exit. Okay, bash the one-way wall. And then use the walker to turn the climber around. Because as then, he'll be stuck in an infinite loop if we don't do anything about it. And that's it. Okay, Pacifism 26, the circular lemming reactor. So as you can see from the lower, plenty of teleporters here. So the best thing to do here is to simply observe the action. Okay, and then this lemming, I assign him a walker and then a floater, so as to get him ahead of the crowd first. Okay, and then what you're seeing now is that you're seeing overload, where teleporters can only take one lemming at a time. Other lemmings will simply slip by as the teleporter is still doing the work. There's my floater. Remember what I said about the color shift? That's how you can tell that that's the floater. So every time the overload happens, it allows them to access the new areas. So like from this area to this area, and then finally to this area. So it is necessary to simply get the floater past the in teleporters and into this one so that he appears over here. And now that we have achieved that, now he can go ahead and platform across the gaps. And since there's plenty of them here, I'm just going to go ahead and use a time skip. So that's another convenient feature in Lemmings, in that you can skip huge waiting times by pressing the spacebar. So for spacebar, this allows you to skip ahead 10 seconds into the future. And that is about the same length as it takes a Lemming to finish building. Although in Lemmings, you are also given the option to customize how long you want the time skip to be. Here I just kept the default 10 seconds. Okay, then I'm just going to time skip some more, because again, it's just a lot of boring waiting, in which, yes, the walkers were provided in the form of pickup skills, but I decided not to use them. Although you certainly could, to reduce the amount of waiting. And then all that's left to do is to simply dig down the destructible terrain in each section to release the Lemmings in each section. And there we go. I was wondering when I was going to dig this down. And then finally, all that's left to do is to simply bash this. And now the Lemmings can go into the exit. And then I'm just going to time skip this, because all you're just really seeing now is just simply them walking into the exit. And then Pacifism 27, Dr. Doping's hideout. Okay, pretty small level. Pretty much a one screener here, where you have the entrance right here and then the exits right here. Okay, so I dig with the second Lemming, was it? No, the first Lemming. Okay, that allows one Lemming to slip by, and then after a certain amount of strokes, I bash with the digger, platform across with the Lemming that slipped by in order to seal that gap. And then, yeah, with a certain amount, yeah, I dig with the Lemming in such a way that all the Lemmings are able to slip by while getting contained in the pit. Here they are able to fall down safely due to this updraft here. Remember what updrafts do? They slow down the speed of fallers and allow them to fall a little further safely while splatting. I should platform across anytime soon. There we go. Because this is almost splat height here. Yeah, just barely. So, about like another 2-3 strokes, and then it would have been splat height. And this is a safe fall for the Lemmings, so they won't splat. And then that's it. So again, nice, small, easy level. Well, maybe somewhat easy. It can be a little tricky. And then Pacifism 28, Lamentations of the Lemmings. Alrighty. So, some crowd control here. Dig with the first Lemming. Lemming that slips by, we dig with him as well. And then I use a walker to cancel the digger pair on the left. And then the other digger would just simply continue through until he gets to the bottom. And then here you want to bash and then cancel, so that he is able to use this lattice to step up. And then mine down here. No, I think you can... Yeah, you can also bash there. Yeah, here I use the miner. Yeah, this is enough to get through here. And then I bash underneath to avoid the exit. The trap. Yeah, this is a trap right here. And then dig down so that we don't walk into the fire spinning trap. And then platform across up here so that we don't get caught in the trap. And then finally bash to get the exit. And then to release the crowd I mined. And that's it. So here I'm just going to time skip. And Pacifism 29. Bring in the Siege Engineer. I gotta say, this was one of my favorite levels of the rank. I thought the solution was quite ingenious here. Alrighty, so we start up here and we need to get down safely. Oh, I'm sorry, there's 2 entrances here. One up here and then one down here. And we need to get the top crowd down safely to the bottom. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and use a lemming from the bottom crowd to create a platform for the top crowd. And then here, what do I do? So fence up. And then a little bit behind the fencer, we're gonna go ahead and mine. So that the fencer is separated from the rest. And then once he breaks through, then we platform across. And we just picked up the builder pickup. Yeah, so we platform across. And then bash once he reaches the wall. And then dig down. I'm going to time skip this as well, since it's a pretty long way down. Okay, and then build up. And then finally platform across so that he turns around. And then we're just going to do a digger staircase. So here, dig down first. After a couple strokes, bash, and then dig again, and then bash. Creating a very nice staircase for them. And that is it. So, can be a little tricky, but it's just all a matter of knowing how to separate the fencer from the rest. And then building this platform for the top crowd so that they can reach the bottom safely. Again, like I said, it's one of my favorite levels of the rank. And the last level for this video, Pacifism 30, Efficient Like a Machine. This also happens to be one of my favorite levels as well. So we mine down with the first lemming. 2 lemmings will slip by. You want to make a blocker as soon as he touches the ground from the entrance. So for the 2 lemmings that slip by, one of them becomes a glider, the other one becomes a floater. So that the floater can bridge these 2 gaps. And then the glider will simply build a staircase upwards so that we can reach the top. Okay, and when the miner is through, the fall is safe for the crowd to fall down while splatting, and then we release the blocker with a walker. Hey, they rhyme. Okay, and then with the last lemming, we're going to go ahead and dig down so that we can reach this teleporter. This teleporter will reach over here, bash through of course. And now we just have builders. So it should be pretty clear what these builders are used for. We're going to use a builder to bridge across this gap. And these 2 pulley conveyor thingies, they're traps. So we need to build over them so that the lemmings don't die. Okay. And then while he's building over the trap triggers, we're going to go ahead and build this crowd up to this teleporter. This teleporter will simply lead into this one. Hence why we have to build here later on. Because if we did that earlier, then the lemmings would just simply fall down and die here. And that's pretty much it. So we were indeed being efficient like a machine. Okay, and then that is 10 levels. So we will finish up the pacifism rank in the next video. So until then, I will see you guys next time for that. Have a good day.